I'm here with Arden Schiller. Is that Schiller or Schittler?
Schittler.
Schiller? All right, cool. Arden
Like
Schittler. I kill it. Cool. So we just get into it. What do you do?
I am an online business and fitness coach
That's nice. And I'm one of her clients. So isn't that interesting?
for both business and fitness. I mean, that's why he looks jacked, you know. No, I'm just
Flex off, shorty.
just kidding, just business.
Just business. But yeah, she's great. She knows what she's doing,
Thanks.
and she helps a lot with structuring and just over many different parts of the business. And if you're interested in becoming an online fitness coach and making 10K,
20K.
20K, damn,
I help people get to 20K months.
damn. I try
Well,
to.
why do you think I'm working with you?
I try to lowball her, right? I try to lowball her. That's great.
No, my clients are doing amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
look at you.
Look at me, right? But I got a question for you. This is I think it's a good one for the people to know. How has being in a relationship impacted your business?
I like this question. As you can see, I am engaged. And stuff. And I've been with my fiancé for almost 8 years now.
8 years.
Yeah, since we were 19 and 20. I'm a year and a half older than him.
Dang. You don't see that. Well, you don't see that too often, do you? The partner?
Yeah, no, yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yes and
okay.
no.
I guess it's different now in the world.
But when we first started dating, obviously we were in college, so
Yeah.
that was a big, from college to jobs was a big transition. And then from jobs to me starting a business and running a business, that was also another big transition. So how has it really impacted my business? Well, I think that it's all about you. And what I mean is, when it comes to running a business, it's about being aware of everything else in your life that's going on.
Yeah.
And taking the conscious action and making the conscious decisions to be preventative of reaching a point in your relationship that it's going to crumble before it does. So what I mean by that is even little things of making sure to Matt and I, my fiance's Matt and
Matty Ice.
Matty Ice.
Matt, we just gave you a nickname. Okay, that's a new nickname.
They call him Sexy Schiff, actually.
Sexy Schiff? That's
yeah,
what they
his
call
last
him.
name's Schiffino.
That's interesting. He's
Yeah.
Dominican, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll go with that.
Anyways, so Matt and I, every Thursday, or at least, over the years, we've always had even meetings, like meetings together. Every Thursday we go out, we eat dinner, and we talk about what went well last week, what didn't go well, and what we can do moving forward.
Yeah.
Our 3 questions. And it's something that we've had in our relationship
Yeah.
for probably the last 2.5 years, since business has been very busy on my end. And if we didn't have those meetings, I don't know if our relationship would be exactly where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe me speaking from my past relationship, I think the biggest thing is the communication, because if you don't know where each other at, even mentally, because sometimes one person has to give that 90% while the other person only has that 10%. I'm sure there might have been a stressful day for you in business when you only have 10% to give, and Matt might have to fill in the other gaps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So talk about switching roles.
So I feel like a lot of times, in business, when your coach tells you to do something and you're like, I absolutely don't want to do this. I have 1,000 million things to do, and this is not something I want to do. I feel that way 99% of the time in my relationship, and I don't think enough people talk about that.
Ooh.
I think people want a relationship to be easy.
Yeah.
They want to be like, oh, he's going to show up and he's going to fold the laundry, or he's going to cook the meals, or he's going to be in his masculine energy, and he's going to plan the date. But I think that a lot of times too, Matt and I, we're not perfect ever. We're both stressed at certain times. We're both busy at certain times. And of course, he's going to have easier weeks, and so will I. But we are both right now in a season where his job is he's working 12-hour days at his job.
The worker.
Yeah. And I am working 12-hour days in my business.
Yeah.
So how the heck are we going to provide for each other and be there for each other when we're both drained from external things, right? And so it's almost like remembering the end goal of our relationship. We're a team.
You work together.
working together. And so even though I don't want to sometimes fold the laundry and be like, Matt can do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's in a busy season too, so
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the mindset of like having a beautiful relationship comes into play. A compatible relationship is also recognizing the other person probably doesn't want to do it either. So one of you might as well do it. And because we both are on that same page, as you said, that's why we work out really well during those busy times.
Yeah. And relationships are really messed up now in today's day and age. You got social media. People think love is this gloomy thing that you just, oh yeah, I'm in love all the time. No, it's a lot of work, right? And you have to commit to outserving that person. If two people are committed to outserving each other, how are you gonna fail? Because
Love that.
you're bringing the best. You're always thinking, okay, how can I be better for this person that's across me? No matter what I'm feeling, there's gonna be times where, like she said, you don't feel like doing it, but you know what? I love this person. I'm gonna do this anyways, regardless of how I'm feeling. Love takes discipline, just like fitness. That's a good one.
Just like business.
Bars.
It's all parallel. So can we talk about that?
How you do one thing is how you do everything.
So if your business is shit, probably so is your relationship
Yep.
and your fitness.
Yep. Bars, man. Cool.
So, and that's why we're in shape and have great relationships and businesses. Yeah, exactly.
Because I take the same approach with anything in life. If I want to do it, why would I try to half-ass it? Why not just put my best foot forward if I'm building a relationship with somebody, if I'm talking to somebody on the street, you know? And now we take a pivot. Making impact on people. You can ask me a question because my editor would cut all this stuff out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so when it comes to what we were just talking about is serving, right? And making an impact on people. I guess my question to you is, do you feel like you make more money when you're focused in that mindset or when you're focused on making more money? And I'm just wondering as well, when you are focused on either mindset, I guess this is the same question. What happens?
That's something I actually thought about recently, and investing in your program, I had to kind of like understand, okay, cool. Because there was a point where when I started my business, it was all, nurturing and focus on, the helping people. The main goal is to help people. Don't get me wrong. I love impacting people. But in business, you can kind of fuck with yourself sometimes and try this thing, and you forgot what was the main thing that got you to where you were actually at. So before it was like nurturing these people and taking my time. And then I think there was a... I think there was... Killer right now. Do that again. But I think...
Should I ask the question again? Should we just repeat that whole...
Nah, it won't pick it up.
Okay.
But there was a point, maybe the last few months, or there's times where I'm like, oh, I want the money, and I'm in the DMs, like, focusing on getting the money in my messages, going back and reading it, to scream, I want to sell you right now. So recently, I've kind of dialed back and going to what actually got me to where I am. Focusing on having good conversations in the DMs, focusing on building people up in the DMs and understanding where they're coming from and recognizing it, acknowledging what they say rather than just, oh, this is what I want to say, this is where I want you to go. At times, it's better to play the slow game than trying to get everything fast. So when your mindset is like, I'm here to serve, even if somebody doesn't have the money, here's a free resource. Here's a training on what you're struggling with. Let me know if you have any questions in the future and I'd be happy to help. It all comes back. Even if I don't sell that person, just by me putting out good and focusing on helping and serving, it's going to make me win. And ultimately makes you feel good. Go do something nice for somebody and tell me it doesn't feel good. Doing something nice for somebody is actually a selfish thing. I do it all the time.
Oh, I agree.
I'm like, I'm going to give someone money. Oh, I feel good. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's for me, really.
Yeah.
But we all win.
I love the answer to that. And I always say heart-centered selling makes the most money. You know what I mean? Because when you show that you care. And it's funny, when I started my fitness company, I was talking about this on my Instagram story the other day. And I started and I already had a very hot following, but didn't realize. From July 2020 until October 2020, I had built an Instagram specifically for teachers about fitness. And I had a Facebook group for teachers about fitness. And the Facebook group had a couple hundred people. The Instagram had a couple hundred followers. It wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
But I was giving so much advice to teachers, and I wasn't a coach at that time.
Wow.
So I was getting a lot of people following me.
Yeah.
The second I became a coach, every person that was like following me was like, I'm in, I'm sold,
Yeah.
applying, filling out my applications. So I never had to actually do a lot of outreach
Yeah.
because I was just so busy and ingrained in serving. So my first month of coaching, I made $8,000.
Yeah, wow.
And that's why my fitness company grew in 5 months. By month 5, we were making 30K months
Yeah.
because I already had built the community, the people that wanted to be served. And now, I get to help them implement. Oh my gosh.
Please, please.
Right? Yeah, they were ready for it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do it from a place of, let me help you, let me help you, let me help you. I did it from like I know I can help you. Here's what I have. Here's all the resources. Whenever you're ready to go,
Yeah.
like we'll implement together.
For sure.
And people feel that. People
Yeah.
feel that.
Yeah, and I can speak on that too. With the door-to-door industry, I've gone to so many events and I've learned so much. Now, a lot of my posts, I know what the guys want to talk about, so I'm giving value for first-year reps. It's not just fitness. It's like, hey, here's how you can handle fear in the field. There are different parts of door-to-door that I can speak on because I experienced it myself, and I've also showed up to events and learned so much that I can give back. And it's weird because some of the posts where I'm just giving straight up value, I'm not even trying to sell, like, here's what you do, I'm not even talking about fitness. Those are the ones that go get the most likes because it's like, yo, he understands me. He knows this is what we talk about in our industry. He understands us. And that's a cool part about having a niche. You really get to like understand what these people want, what they want to talk about, what they desire. And then when you are even, I wouldn't say trying to sell them, when you're on a call with them, they feel you. Or they connect with you because they know that you understand them. And once you understand somebody, it's going to be easier for them to trust you, to like you, and want to give you money.
Exactly. And the way to understand them is to have a problem that you solve for them.
Yeah.
And when you know them so well inside and out, like a fly on their wall, you know what I mean? And you know all the things that they're doing throughout the day, and you know the problems that they're having. They're going to be like, she gets me.
Yeah.
He gets me.
Yeah.
And so focusing on that, focusing on solving that
focusing
problem.
on that. No, you can't hear it, but no, for real.
But focusing on solving a problem is exactly what's going to get you clients. Period.
Yeah. And
Period.
literally, like, understand, and this is even out of sales or business. I promise you, you can take the same application in business and do it in your everyday life. When you're talking to somebody at the cashier register, when you're walking by, have a conversation with, take time, even if it's 2-3 minutes, ask them questions. Maybe they might be having a bad day. What I try to do is, anyone I have an interaction with, I try to leave them with like the best impression of me, and I try to make them feel as good as possible, right? If I walked into the gym, I'm about to get my workout, like, they're like, hey, I'm doing amazing, how are you doing, how's your day, what's your name, how long you been working here? I'm trying to get to know people.
It's funny, my fiance is always like, Arden, you always spark conversations with people who
That needs to be, Ryan, you better put that in the video. You better put that shit in. I just smacked my ear.
He's always like, Arden, you always spark conversations with people who don't want to talk. And I'm like, it's not that they don't want to talk. They just want someone to care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me check this, make sure it's still gone. Yeah. No, they do. People are going through it, man.
People want to know you care.
Yeah.
Have you ever read
What's the saying?
Dale Carnegie, How to
Win Friends and Influence People?
Yeah, I've read that like 4 times.
Yeah.
It's actually my plane book. So anytime I'm on a plane, I listen to the Audible. It's a great reminder.
Yeah, I've read it twice, I think so. It's a really, really good book.
And people just want to know that you care. And if you care, they'll do anything for you. They want to feel seen, heard, understood, loved.
Everything. And go above and beyond.
Yeah.
Right? In my business, I'm doing the extra mile for my clients. You need this, I'll give you this, and then some. So
Can we talk about that too? Going the extra mile.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people, they want to run. Do you think that's
I know. You won't be able to hear it.
Okay. I think a lot of people, they think, okay, I need a checklist.
Yeah.
Let me complete the checklist, and then I'm going to have a successful business.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's what makes you money?
No. I think it helps, but no.
Yeah, having a checklist helps. But whenever my coach gives me a checklist, okay, yeah, I can check that all off in fucking 2 hours.
Yeah.
But what you did, and this is why you're like such a dream client, is you said, oh yeah, I'm also going to add in, I gave him a checklist and I was like, oh, do this, this, and this,
Yeah.
and you're going through, you're making this program. You're like, oh, I also added in this, and I'm going to make sure, I'm just going to send a message to my client every day, not once a week, every day.
Yeah.
And it's just that mindset of like, I'm going to do the extra in this checklist. Like, I see the checklist, but let me go a little bit more. Those are the people that are going to get a little bit more.
Absolutely. And it's a mindset, honestly, because you have to develop it. It can be developed, but I think I just had it naturally because God blessed me and with the gift to serve people. So
Innate, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you can build it. Once you get into business, you start really understanding what people want and what people desire. Relationships and going the extra mile. I take pride in every single person that comes into my program. I want to learn about them. I want to talk to you about your family. I want to talk to you about your life outside of fitness on the coaching calls. I'm trying to connect with you to the point where I can come to your house and hang out with you. It might be a little extreme, but that's just my mindset.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah. It works. So, yeah, going the extra mile. This is for anyone in fitness. Outside of fitness, let's talk sales because I love this shit. I think sales is it's like the best thing. The world wouldn't even be the world without sales. Everybody is in sales. And if you think you're not in sales, you're in freaking sales, baby.
If you're wondering, he's screaming this and everyone in the plaza can hear us.
Yeah, I'm screaming. I don't care. But we love sales.
We love sales.
You don't do that much sales, though.
Nah.
You do more in like the DM selling.
Well, okay. I don't do sales calls.
Yeah, okay, you don't.
But
do sales,
everything I do is sales, as we just talked about,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Which makes it easy to close people.
Yeah. But it's a different form of sales.
I sell in the DMs, but a lot of what I do, and the reason why it works really well for me to sell in the DMs, is I pre-handle any potential objections through nurturing in a relationship, confidence in my product. I believe that a product, an excellent product, will outweigh any sale.
Yep.
Right? Referrals, they're easy. They're easy for me.
Yeah.
I close them like this, right? I have an excellent product. I'm really, really, I'm good at pre-handling the objection before it enters into the space. So people, when they come, it's like, oh, I just need to click the link and pay because they're so ready to do it.
Yeah.
And then also I get amazing clients like you.
Yeah. And then it speaks for itself. Right? When you have a product that's so good, you don't have to do as much marketing. And like she said, referrals. The client I closed earlier was a referral. It was like a 20-30 minute call. He was already sold, not because I had to go and sell him. He's never talked to me on a sales call before because one of my clients went and spoke to him, told him how much I was changing his freaking life, and the guy's going around to his whole office telling everybody because of the service that you provide. And then once your clients do the marketing for you, oh baby,
that's why
it makes life easy.
It makes that's why we build communities, and that's why we have we make sure we go that extra mile, as we were talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because people feel that and they see that and they want to give back.
Yeah, they want to help you be more successful because they know you're doing good.
Yeah.
All right. Mindset wise, for you, like, what were one of the biggest things that you had to, or limiting beliefs that you had to overcome once you got into business?
Okay, so I would say...
she didn't have any. She was perfect, guys.
I'm not perfect.
Just kidding.
I'd actually say giving too much.
Ooh.
I want to almost pivot this to the other side of things. I would burn myself out to a point where people were taking. Like I would over give to the takers, and I would put a lot of time and energy into the people that weren't reciprocating.
That was the same thing, because I felt like at that time I was like, oh, the people that are not doing the work, those are the ones that need all my support and time and energy. But it's actually fucking opposite. The guys who are doing the work and stay consistent, those are the ones that you should focus more time and attention to, because those are the clients that will stick with you for the longer run. And even the ones that are not putting in the work, they fall off and they don't even re-sign with you because they didn't do the work and they were never even like that committed. I want people who are obsessed with getting better. like commitment is not even the word anymore. I want you to be obsessed with being in the best shape of your damn life.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think for so long I would let I call them energy leaks.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
you know.
Energy suckers.
Yeah, energy suckers.
Yeah.
And I would put a lot of my focus into those people. And I think that's what actually held back my business for a long time. Even like people that weren't my clients, right?
Yeah.
Other business coaches.
Yeah.
Other things on social media, right? I think a lot of people doom scroll. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like, stop doom scrolling. Stop looking at these people. You don't have to mute them or unfollow them, but just like
Yeah.
when you see them, like don't give them the time of day.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, but for so long I was giving the time of day to people that didn't matter. And
Yeah.
the second I started giving more of my time of day to the people that didn't matter,
What? Okay. Yeah. No,
that's when my business started doing
Yeah.
a lot better.
it's like you said, easier said than done, because big social media day and age now, everyone's looking at, oh, what's this person doing? What are they doing? I caught myself doing that a lot of time, analyzing like someone's whole freaking profile. How are they getting these likes? How are they making this much money? But once you really start getting, oh yeah, before I came home. But once you really start being more confident in yourself and focusing on you, your weaknesses and strengths, what you need to address, because a lot of the times it stems from personal issues and insecurities that you haven't dealt with inside, and you're just projecting that onto the world. And you can get rid of that imposter syndrome once you focus all your energy into yourself. And at times it doesn't go away. You're gonna have times where you compare,
I
but
was about to say that.
you're
Oof.
gonna be like content knowing who you are, though.
Yes.
And then once you have a time you compare, you can just like realign yourself.
I call it like a snapback rate.
Snapback rate.
Snapback rate.
Okay. That's
So the
good
second
news.
you reach this place of comparison, so this is how I handle it. Okay.
Mhm.
You look, you're like, oh, on social media, comparing yourself to someone. Come up with a phrase that bashes that. So, for example, a lot of times the business coaches who started their businesses back in like 2019,
Yeah.
a lot of them are millionaires at this point. You know, if they've been consistently going and they're killing it, whatever, they have a bigger following, right? Usually their following is a little couple 100,000. It was whatever. I tell myself, whether or not it's true, it helps me not compare myself with anybody else. Oh, they have it easier because they have a bigger following right now. I tell myself that. I don't care if it's true or not. Because you know what it does? It shifts my mind to say, okay, now I'm going to go back to my work.
Yeah.
The second, and that makes my snapback rate, my ability to recognize the comparison, tell myself the phrase,
Yeah.
get back to what I need to do. It bashes the comparison. It bashes the spiral of, oh my God, they're doing so well. Why am I not there yet? La la la, right?
All this extra shit.
And sometimes it's just a little phrase. So I create, and my clients, we all have a little phrase
Yeah.
when we're in specific moments.
I love it. And I think you should have that, and I'll speak on it in a different way because I kind of do the same thing, but I'm a bit more of a psychopath with this one. All right, because I keep account of literally almost every bad thing or criticized thing people have said to me. I have a mental freaking note. I remember when
Same.
my 11th grade teacher told me I was not gonna make it. And there's this analogy called a cookie jar. David Goggins, right? When someone hates on you, they criticize you, or whatever the moment is, keep taking that, put it in the box, put it in the cookie jar. Your head is a cookie jar. And when you don't feel like doing something, just remember one of those moments. Pull something out of that cookie jar. Oh, I remember when you said I was not gonna make it. Okay, I'm not feeling motivated today. I'm feeling motivated now.
Yeah, let it fuel you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Whatever it is.
I had my highest cash month November 2022 because the coach I was working with in October told me I shouldn't be a business coach.
You wanna fire me up more?
I said, "Oh, okay." I went 40K month.
That's literally the response. Okay.
Yeah. I fired him. I made a 40K month.
Why would he say that? We don't even care. We don't even talk about stuff like that.
We can talk about that.
Oh, we can talk
It was beautiful. Oh, I'm so glad he told me that.
Oh,
It made me a much better business coach.
maybe that was his intention to fire you up in a way.
Maybe.
Maybe-
It could have been. I don't know.
Maybe he mentally fucked you to get better.
You know, it weighed on me for, I would say it's probably been what, like a little, it probably weighed on me for about a year.
Damn.
It was the hardest thing to overcome. And it was because there was a piece of me that believed him,
Yeah.
you know? And so, I don't know if he did it on purpose to fuel me or what, but I think that I was running at that time when he told me that I was running my fitness company, and my fitness company was very, very successful. We were making 20 to 30K months. It was October 2022, and I was just starting business coaching, and it was like April. I kind of like did a soft launch and was helping people,
Yeah.
and then by July and August, I was working with a few one-on-one clients, and I remember business coaching. I had 1 foot in business coaching and 1 foot in my fitness company, and I was struggling.
Yeah.
I was struggling. I had no time to myself. I mean, I was pretty much at a point I had to scale one of the companies, period. And I remember he said to me, you need to finish scaling your fitness company. He said, don't you dare shift to business coaching. You're not a good business coach. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, he told me you shouldn't be a business coach. He said, because you haven't scaled your fitness company yet. And then I was like,
Fire me up some more.
And I was like, then let me go scale my business coaching company. So here we are.
You think I can't scale it? I'm going to scale it, though, regardless.
So, was he right? Probably. Yeah, there was definitely a piece of him. I could have gone and and finished scaling my fitness company, but I chose my business. And I think that at this point, 2 years in, business is doing great. And I let it fuel me. Anytime.
Yeah. You can either decide any situation. Yeah. Is it going to fuel you to become better, or are you going to crumble like a little bee? I'm not going to curse, because that's what it comes down to. And to be honest, what I've realized is people that criticize or hate, sometimes, all the times, you actually got to look at it first and be like, well, is this thing true?
Yeah.
Because sometimes the haters might be right.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Like, they might be right that you don't have it, or this thing they said about you is true. For example, I made a post on Facebook once, and someone commented, you don't know how to market, your copy's trash. That's a harsh thing to hear. And I actually was like, shit, yeah, he is right. And what did I do? I went and spent all the money I had to go learn marketing and get a marketing coach. Right? I didn't go, oh my God, my life is over. No, it's like, yo, sometimes they are right, but they're just coming at it harshly. So either you take it and be better, or you can just sit in your feelings. We don't have time for feelings, because we have time for feelings, but not to sit in them forever. Feel it, move on, and win.
And so exactly. And so when he said that, I was like, I don't want to do fitness. I don't want to continue my fitness company. It was great, but I wasn't vibing with it anymore. And so I said, I'm going to scale business, and I'm going to prove to you that I can scale business and be a business coach. And here I am.
Yeah.
And so I think that when we can use.
You want to join the podcast?
Yeah, literally. Look at his mouth.
I know. He could talk.
He's like,
I actually have a question for you on the business side. What would be the biggest advice you would give to someone who wants to transition
and pivot?
Yeah, from fitness coaching into business coaching.
What he told me. I think it builds more credibility when you have a company that just based off of the online industry now.
Yeah.
Okay, back then it was different. Everybody was becoming a business coach because they had hit 10, 20, 30K months.
Yeah.
Now, everybody is a business coach.
Yeah.
You need to build more credibility, and it will be easier to be a business coach, I think. And so I don't think he was wrong. I don't think he was wrong. Because it is hard. Sometimes people are like, my fitness company made multi-six figures, and I was telling you this earlier. Yeah. It would have been easier and much more credible if I scaled the company to 7 figures and then used the word 7 figures. Yeah. Right?
It sounds sexier, too.
It sounds sexier.
7-figure business owner.
And that's what people want. They want the sexiness. Yeah. And so he wasn't wrong. Now I'll scale to 7 figures as a business coach, and that's fine.
Yes, you will. Scale with ease. Ooh, I've been waiting for this one. So there's a new thing coming out. It's a new kid on the block. It's like a baby that has been in the making for a while. It's like Arden's precious baby that she's made over and over and over again.
Yeah, refined it like 17 times.
Talk about scale with ease, but don't give them the just get a little sprinkle some sauce, but don't give them the whole gist.
Well,
the 5 wants to scale with ease.
Yo, it won't leave me alone. When I ran my fitness company, I grew very quickly, and I never really learned the foundations of business.
Yeah.
So I was doing all these things while I was growing. I was DMing hundreds and hundreds of people a day.
Yeah.
I was on hours and hours of sales calls. And I was doing all of the things that they say you're supposed to do to grow business, but it wasn't moving the needle forward in my business. And I wasn't really scaling with ease. I was getting to the next level. You know, I was getting to, you know, $30,000 to $32,000 a month, 32 to like a $33,000. But then some months we would dip down. And I always felt like, why is it so hard?
Yeah.
How am I going to get to the next level? I'm already maxed out with the amount of work that I'm doing.
Yeah.
I was just doing so much. And what I realized is I broke down everything and I rebuilt my fitness company. Actually, at the end of 2021, I rebuilt it. I had foundations that weren't sustainable in place.
Yeah.
So I was DMing as many people as possible, but what I really needed was to DM qualified people.
Ooh.
Right? I was doing tons of sales calls, but what I really needed to do was qualify people before I hopped on a sales call with them. So I didn't have systems in place that made sense to repeat intentionally. And so scaling the second time was a lot easier because I didn't give my, almost the energy leakers, right? What we were talking about. I didn't give my time to the things that didn't matter. I stopped doing that. And I started putting all my time in the things that actually moved the needle forward in my business.
For sure.
And from there, I learned how to create a system that I could then hand to my virtual assistant where I would leverage, right? So I would go from a, you know, $20,000 a month. The VA we would hire her for $1,000 a month and she would get us to $30,000 a month because I learned how to scale in a more strategic way.
Yeah.
But if you're doing all the things and then you hire a VA who's doing all the things, you're going to pay that VA $5,000 a month. You're not going to profit because because she's not doing anything that's moving the needle forward either, right? So scale with ease is learning how to move the needle forward in your business with ease.
Yeah. Wouldn't you guys love that? I know I got some fitness coaches here that want to scale their business with ease. So I know I got a lot of fitness coaches who want to scale. You probably want to get to 20K. Maybe if you're not at 10K, you want to get to 10K. But you can't do that alone. You know, if you want to get to the next level, you're going to have to make an investment in yourself. We all do at some point. Right? And Arden's going to make it a lot easier for you. Just even if it's something you don't want to do now, just reach out to her, have a conversation, see where she can help you. She will send you some free resources, and then maybe if it's something you want to do later on, boom. If you really want to change your damn life, you can make an investment or you can stay the same. I know you don't want to stay the same. You have more in store for you. You have a higher potential. You want freedom. And the way to do it is scaling. But anyways, it's good marketing. I get into my zone.
I was going to say, damn.
What?
You just...
Yeah. Boom. Yeah, I get the vibes. I get on fire.
Yeah, I dig it.
I wanted to ask you about mindset and routines because I saw you put it somewhere in I don't know if it was the last resource you sent me. I saw something about, I don't know where you put it. Something about mindset and routines, or maybe it was your questionnaire.
Probably. Yeah, my intake form, I ask a lot about how you show up as a coach because I like to know you.
Yeah, you want to know everything.
I have to.
Do you do mindset coaching with mindset coaching is like part of any business and fitness, but like are there specific things or any exercises that someone might be struggling with? If they're struggling with a mental block or something like that, do you help them with that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to openly promote it because I don't want to be known as like a mindset business coach. I want to help you grow your company. And I think a lot of times, you know, promoting mindset business, you get a lot of people who are more mindset driven and they get almost like they want to learn more about mindset while growing their business. But I'm not going to teach you about mindset. I will give you the tools to support you through, kind of like what we were talking about earlier, making a shift, right? So kind of like that little like snapback rate, right? I have a lot of tools in my back pocket to help you get to the next level, to take the action, to do what you need to do. Because 90% of the time, the reason why someone's being held back in business is they're not taking the action they need to take, and a lot of times that's up there.
Yeah, and I mean, we all probably want to work with really good clients. You know, most of the clients, We ideally would love every single client that comes to the program just is driven, go getter, like me. You know, if every client was like me, Arden would be having a blast.
Oh
She'd just be
yeah.
chilling. So we all know those good clients where it's like, bro, you say you tell them to do something once, done.
Yeah.
You don't have to repeat yourself. And you have the people where you have to fucking tell them to do something 3 to 4 times, and you're pulling your hair out because they're not being successful. And as coaches, it really hurts us inside when I see someone not being successful, regardless of them putting in the work or not putting in the work. I still feel for them. I'm like, damn. And that's where the separation I had to back up from, because it's like, okay, I want to help you so bad. I want to give. Damn it. Because why aren't you seeing the results? I want to do more for you, but I had to realize, like, no, I can't do more for you. You have to want to do more for yourself for me to even help you.
Yes. Yeah. You know, and I even think about it this way, right? Like, I'm in a program right now where I feel like I'm not getting the support that I need.
Yeah.
But instead of me being like, I'm not going to do it or shutting down, I'm actually in conversations with the coach. And I'm saying, hey, how can I show up to the call to make sure that I'm getting the support I need?
Yeah.
What are the things that I can do to make sure that I feel confident? Here are the gaps. And I've been processing and reflecting and questioning, what are the gaps? Why am I struggling in this program? And I'm willing to say to the coach, hey, this is where I'm struggling. Can you help me with these gaps?
Yep.
Even those things, right? Is like, once they give me the answer, then it's like, it's those things. So sometimes even my mindset could have been like, I hate this program. There's no support. F it.
Yep.
But I decided to say, how can I utilize them to the best of my ability?
Because either way, even if it's not a good program, you're gonna learn something. You're going to learn. So me, I will pressure coaches. If I'm gonna coach and I'm not getting one, I'm literally I'm messaging you all the time. I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions. I don't care, because that's how bad I want it, and I made the investment. So you're gonna answer my questions because I want to win that bad. So even if it's not a good program, I'm getting the information I need to get from this program by constantly bothering you.
Pretty much, yeah, literally.
You're either gonna coach me. You have no other choice. You're gonna coach me.
You better coach me.
Right, coach me, or I'll pull up to your place. And coaching is an art in a way. We're gonna segue a little bit, because a lot of people are just, the fitness industry is very saturated, which I freaking love. People think saturation is a bad thing. It's actually a great thing, because now the people who aren't really good coaches or don't have the skills, they get weeded out. And the good coaches, hey, we got a big playing field to see.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, talk about the coaching industry, what you observed, and like, where do you think is heading towards?
I love this. I think there's a lot of people who are quote unquote business coaches that never had a business but are very successful. And people join their programs because these business coaches are very successful and they don't get anything out of it.
Yeah.
And so that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I think that the business coaches who are smaller, who have been working their asses off, actually have a lot to offer because they've had to develop the skills to grow a business. Whereas some of the bigger business coaches right now, they don't have those skills because they grew a big following, they always had a lot of leads, and now they're realizing, oh my gosh, I need to develop the skills.
Yeah.
So kind of like what you said, there's a lot of saturation in the industry causing the people who want to see success to need to invest, gain skills, learn new things to be able to support their clients.
Yeah.
And same thing with fitness, right? A lot of fitness coaches are...
You're talking the wrong way. I think you didn't.
I wonder how long I've been holding it upside down.
Gosh, you've been talking to the charging part the whole time. No, I don't know when you switch, but I think we should be able to hear you still.
Hey.
Okay, cool.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
There's a lot of.
Yeah. So.
This is gonna be put in there as like clips. I think it's gonna be hilarious.
I think it'll be great. People can see our personality. We're funny.
I know
I think we're hilarious.
That's what makes you.
Did you see the group chat?
What group chat? They said something crazy.
Yeah. I said I found you on the street.
He was on the street shaking ass.
Literally. I was like, yeah, picked him up at the corner.
Oh my god, my eyes. You guys are gonna enjoy this podcast. I promise. Danny's coming back soon. Oh, you.
I sent in our group chat. I sent a picture of him. I was like, found him on the street.
Found this guy randomly. Did you give him spare change?
We're funny. We are fun. We're very funny.
Oh my god, this is a funny podcast. Whew. Where were we?
Oh, you need skills to see success. Period. At this point, you need skills. You can either outwork everybody and outskill everybody, or you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
That's the industry at this point. Kind of like you're either gonna be Walmart or you're gonna be the corner shop that's struggling to get by.
And bro, if you don't catch on to the wave, it's not gonna be too late. It's gonna be way harder, right? So whatever you want to do right now, you have to freaking take action, dude, or woman. If you wanna, I'm about to give a motivational speech real quick, but seriously.
Go ahead. You tell them.
If you really want to take action, you have to, yeah. No, okay.
Okay.
But seriously, guys, all jokes aside, whatever you want to do in your life, it's time. If you want to quit that job, be smart about it. But
I was gonna say, wait.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
Yeah,
don't just quit.
Don't be smart about it, right? But make an action plan on what you're going to do. Take action. Stop doing all this talking. A lot of people nowadays just open their freaking mouth to say things that they're not gonna do. Like, are you a talker or are you an action taker? Right?
Can we also talk about this too? There's a lot of action takers, I'm sure, that are watching.
Yeah, there's.
But are they doing the right actions?
Ooh.
You know, and I think that this is also hard too, is like finding the actions that are, as we talked about, moving the needle forward in your business. I think a lot of people too are shiny object actions, right? They're like, oh, this coach says do this. Oh, this just says da-da-da-da-da. Find one thing and just play it out until it works.
Yeah. Being an action taker, she said, doing the right things. I was in that position too in my business before I made I took all the money out of my savings account, my investing account, and gave it to my marketing coach. Right? I was in the place where I was stuck because it was like I was putting in the work wasn't the problem for me. I knew how to send DMs. I've done door-to-door stuff. I can freaking knock doors. Sending DMs all day, it's a piece of cake.
Sales, easy.
Easy. It's like, I do this shit. It was just like, okay, why am I not getting the results?
Like, why is my business stuck?
Yeah, why is it not moving?
Yep.
So, if you're putting in the work and you're doing everything and going the extra mile and it's like your business isn't moving forward, you got to think, okay, start looking at the things you're doing and ask yourself, am I doing the right things? And if you don't know, seek some help. And a coach who has... The best way to accomplish something you want to do is to find someone who has already done it and pay them. Because it's going to save you a lot of headache.
Simple.
Oh, you can try to do it yourself. How long do you think it's going to take? How long do you think it will take them if they try to do business coaching on themselves? Realistically. Someone wanted to be that crazy that they could just figure it out themselves without skill, with ease.
Okay, well, here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Even if they did figure it out themselves, there's always going to be a place that they're going to get stuck.
Ooh.
So they could grow. You could absolutely grow to 5K, 10K, even 30K.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what I did. I grew to 30K and then was like, holy shit, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I got stuck, right? And so I think it's also, and also the way I grew was horrible. As I said, I was overdoing stuff. I had a ton of leads. I was leaving so much money on the table. So I was able to grow my business, but I didn't do it in a really solid, successful, ease-like way. So there's even that, you know? So I think it's also just recognizing that, like, yeah, you're doing all the things, but, like, find someone who can see those gaps.
Yeah. The more money, I realized too, the more money you make, the more money you have to invest.
Always. Always.
You want to get to 100K, you're going to have to invest. To get to the next level, it's investment. You actually have to embrace it. And don't ever talk my podcast again if you're not invited. You have to embrace it because it's so stressful, but you have to have fun at the same time. If you forget to have fun with this stuff, you're gonna kill yourself mentally, right? There's times where you have to decompress and maybe take a step back from the business to be able to move forward. Sometimes you gotta take 3 steps back so you can take
3 steps forward.
think 3 steps forward.
Or even 20 steps forward.
yeah.
That's what you were trying to say.
Yeah, you just.
I just
I was gonna
messed
say
up.
10.
I messed up your.
I had a good flow. I was
I
about
messed
to
it up.
finish.
I was like, wait.
Yeah, it's okay. I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.